Yo, what's poppin', my people? It's your boy Crooks the Great, aka CTG, and I'm back at you guys. Bro, get up. Yo, what's going on, my people? It's your boy Crooks the Great, aka CTG, and this isn't gonna be a banger of a video because it's gonna be one of the harder videos that I've ever had to make. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I gotta come at somebody that I really respect. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that I used to be friends with before we had a falling out. And of course, as you guys can see, that's Pryoxis. Now, this situation really has spiraled downhill since yesterday. Obviously, he dropped a video kind of saying he's exposing Treehouse for Treehouse having a cheesy style of play. And what initially started probably as a video, you know, to get clicks, you know what I'm saying, to get clicks, really has spiraled downhill and involved multiple people. Obviously, you have Pryoxis, you have Treehouse, you have Marshall Mind, you have Romero chiming in, you got people in Discords threatening people's families and stuff like that. It really has gotten out of hand, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. It really, really has gotten out of hand. So it prompted Pry to make a video because a lot of people are calling his community the most toxic community in the UFC gaming community, period. So I wanted to make a response video. And like I said in my last Treehouse video, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. If he makes factual statements, I'm not afraid to say, you know what, he's right with that. He's right. But if he makes non-factual statements, I'm going to say that as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Oh man, yo, what's good, YouTube? Check this out, bro. I was gonna go on Twitter and make a post about it and yada yada yada, but listen, I don't feel like sitting on Twitter.
Volume might be a little low.
Seeing Twitter and rah 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 and going back and forth with niggas. I'm not doing it, bro. All right. So I'm gonna speak my piece within this video, and I'm gonna move the fuck on. All right. Simply put. Now, recently, well, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, I dropped a video going against that Treehouse dude. I called him a cheeser. I called him a bum. Now, to address a couple things. One, Crooks. I called his playstyle a bum. When I call him a bum, I stand on that. I'm not calling him a bum personally. That's what I meant. All right? I'm not really even sure why you react to the video, but I digress.
All right, so let me address this issue right here. Number one, I never said that he was personally calling Treehouse a bum. What I took issue with him when he said it was, he said no offense. No offense means you don't mean any harm by what you're saying. You're not trying to like offend the person at all or anything like that. Never said that he attacked Treehouse personally or that he was attacking Treehouse personally. I just said if you're gonna call somebody a bum, stand on that shit. Stand on it, bro. Don't say no offense. Just clarify what you mean. You know what I'm saying? Don't say no offense. If you're going to call him a bum, call him a bum. It is what it is. Stand on that shit. Don't say you're a bum and then back off of it and be like, oh, no offense, though. Come on, bro. That was offensive. You called him a bum. You might not be calling him personally like he's a bum in real life, like he don't work and stuff like that. But you are offending him by calling him a bum. You made a whole video titled exposing a top 10 ranked bum. Not word for word. I'm not saying that's the video name word for word, but something along those lines. Exposing a top 10 ranked bum. So just stand on that, bro. That's what I was saying. If you're going to say something about somebody, stand on that. And the reason why I made a video about it is because there's a lot of people that do play like that, that think that that's okay. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a learning video. And that's what I said initially. So you didn't watch my video close enough, and obviously you just kind of skimmed through it to see what I was saying, or else you would have heard me say, this is the teaching, this is the learning video. I don't want people to fight like this, and I'm going to show you guys ways that this couldn't have been cheese. If Treehouse would have mixed up strikes more in his video, it wouldn't have been considered cheese. He would have had more success against you. But my aim for the video itself was to teach people. It was a learning video, not just a shit on Pryoxis type video or a shit on Treehouse type video. So yeah, and I made video for content just like you do, just like you're doing right now. You don't need to address it, but you are, because you feel like you need to. So it is what it is. But that's the reason why I said what I said in my video yesterday, and I made the video in general.
Like I said, the way he played like a bum. So I called him a bum. But I'm not going to call him a bum personally because I don't know the dude personally. I just know the person holding the controller playing the game. Simply put. Now moving forward, Romero 17. He puts on Twitter a screenshot of somebody being extremely toxic. And it was a text. Now, granted, I didn't read all that, bro. Hey, sorry for your loss or congratulations. I ain't reading all that. But I did read some of it. And it was extremely toxic. But to put that off on me when I didn't directly tell anybody to do that or directly send that attack to anybody is sick work. And it's actually an assumption. Right? Now, I got something coming up, and I just want to know where was this energy at when this particular person did something that was a direct attack. But before I do talk about that, I want to say this. I don't care what anybody has to say about me. You can call me a crybaby. You can say all I do is complain.
All right, let me address this. Let me address this before we go on and I forget. So for those of you guys that didn't know and that aren't really in the community discords like that and our Twitter, which I know a fair amount of you, I'm barely on Twitter, so not a lot of you guys are going to be on Twitter. Somebody went into a Discord and really posted a vile message to Treehouse, basically saying that they would kill him, and all this other stuff, man. Just threatening him physically, telling him that they would kill him and do all this different stuff like that. Absolutely vile and ridiculous that somebody would even type that in a Discord. And Romero actually posted it up on Twitter. So that's what started this engagement, I feel like, in my opinion. Now, Pryor and Romero's beef goes a ways back. They've had beef. They've had multiple run-ins and stuff like that. But the tweet that Romero posted was and basically implying is that look at what Pryor's community does. Look at what they're saying. Now, although Pryor made a good point right here that it's kind of a little bit, in a way, reckless to put that on him, he has to understand the position that he's in. And I feel like this happens with a lot of content creators as they come up. And this is something that I have preached to you guys religiously about me, that I got to keep my own self in check as I start to grow as a content creator, is I have to understand the platform that I have. I have a following, albeit little, small, big, medium, doesn't matter. I have a following. People listen to what I say. And what I say, they will either go run with or use it against me. So Pryor's problem right here, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it's nobody else's opinion. Although it's reckless to put it on Pryor and not fair to put it on Pryoxis that somebody typed something like that, he's not coming out and making a video saying, hey, you know what? Y'all need to stop doing that. And that's what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do. When somebody types a message like what was typed against Treehouse yesterday, you have to come on and say something. Staying quiet is just as bad as not saying nothing, or as literally condoning what the person is doing, because you're not reprimanding them for doing it. You're not saying, hey, you know what? That's hella wrong, bro. Get the hell up out of my community, bro. Nobody in my community does this. Nobody in my community types this type of shit to other people. That's what Pryoxis needs to do. But that's not what he's trying to do. What he's trying to do is not being and washing his hands with the whole situation by evading and not acting like he sees these comments. And that's not cool, bro. That's basically condoning and looking the other way on negative behavior. You need to address that, bro. Ban people. Time people out. Kick people out of your community, bro. I have to do it. Personally, when people came in and were talking crap, when me and Pryor had our fallout, and when Marshall Mind and Pryor were going at each other, I timed anybody out that came in and said some dumb shit. Because I said, you know what? When him and Marshall were going in between it, it ain't none of my business, bro. That's two grown men, and they need to handle that the way they're going to handle that. And I timed anybody out that came in and said negative things about him or Marshall Mine. Or even when I had my fallout with him. Anybody that said anything negative about him, they got timed out in my streams. Once you start timing people out and banning people, the correct actions will take place, bro. If they support you, they'll cut that shit the fuck out. If they don't, then hey, it is what it is, my friend. You got 121,000 subs, brother. Not all of them are toxic. But you need to set that precedence. You need to understand what position you are in as a content creator. You need to make your voice heard when incidences like what happened yesterday come through. You need to say, hey, you know what? I don't agree with that. And not just on Twitter. Make a video like you're making a video right now, bro. Do that. And if you want to get mad at me for telling you that you need to do this or calling you out for not doing this, well then, hey, brother, this is what friends do. Even though me and you had a falling out, I'm always going to do what is in the best interest and say what is in the best interest of people that I fuck with, bro. And whether me and you talk, I still support him. I've always been cool with him, bro. I don't want to see any harm or anything bad happen to Pryoxis. But when you're wrong, brother, you're wrong. And that's just is what it is. So that's that, bro. That's that.
All I do is bitch, whine, moan, whatever, bro. But what you don't do is you don't come from our community and say we just Pryoxis the most toxic community. Like, Pryoxis put a lot of people on. Pryoxis helped a lot of people get 1,000 subscribers so they can monetize their videos. Pryoxis hosted a lot of people's channel. Pryoxis show love donating to people. You know, in life, people usually scream the negatives and they whisper. They whisper the positives, they scream the negatives. Same thing he does. Did we forget? I didn't charge a single person in this community for a collab. I'm talking people you could have had 1 to 1,000 subscribers. I was collaborating with you. Why? Because I wanted to see the community win. We forget about that, right? But when anything negative happens, right? I spoke about the developer and what he said. People went into the Discord, it was being negative. Truthfully speaking, people was already negative in the Discord, but I'll take your blame for why the developers is boo-hooing and won't drop anything in the Discord. Cool. That's long gone. Oh, that's why they don't communicate with the community. Do me a favor. Go to the official UFC, EA Sports UFC 5 Twitter and tell me when are they interacting with their community. I digress. So stop acting like they was really talking to us like that. Anyways, like I said, my community has shown mad people love.
Let me let this play a little bit farther.
Mad people love. And there's mad people that can vouch for me. But
all right, so with what he said right here, this is all factual statements, bro. This is all factual statements. Probably has put a lot of content creators on. He's probably one of the most actively involved content creators with helping build communities. He has. And I could say that personally because he helped me build mine. He did. In the beginning, we did collabs. He pushed my videos. He did a lot of work. I bounced ideas off of him. You know, we did a lot of brainstorming together. You know, he supported me. He donoed. I donoed. He became a channel member. I became a channel member. We did all that good stuff, you know. So I'm going to agree with what he said right there. He does put a lot of people on, from myself to Ozzy Kid to supported GOAT 1099. You know, he supported Romero. Like, he's done a lot of different things to help out the community. So yes, he does have a good track record with that. I found this kind of funny because when he does it right here, this is the same thing Marshall Mine was doing to Pry. Just in a more, when they were going back and forth, Marshall Mine basically claimed that he put Pryoxis on. He did. Whether that be right or wrong, that was the point that he made. He claimed that he put Pryoxis on, and Pryoxis literally came back and said, "You know what, bro? I don't like that. I did the work. I put myself on." So that he's coming out and saying like, "Hey, you know, I put a lot of people on and stuff like that." It shades a little bit of shades of that what you didn't like, huh? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, but it's facts. It's not lies. And just like with Marshall Mind did put Pryoxis on a little bit. He pushed his content at the beginning and helped him gain a fan base, helped him gain a community. You know what I'm saying? So just like Marshall Mind wasn't necessarily wrong, was he wrong for saying it? You know, that's debatable. Yes, no. Regardless, I'm not going to give my opinion on that. But Pryoxis is the same way. He has put a lot of people on. And whether was he right for saying this? Debatable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say whether he was right or wrong. I'm just saying it's kind of the same thing that Marshall Mind was doing to him.
I do this shit out of love because I want to see motherfuckers win. But to say that because Pryoxis' fault, it's Pryoxis' fault because screenshots and this and that, if I didn't directly send them to do that, I can't take blame for that. I could understand why it could be it kind of is your fault, Pryoxis. I could understand that. Being realistic because it's partially because of my video. Somebody, but who's to say that dude that did that post ain't just a pure troll and just put that in there just to be a troll?
Now, this right here is what I'm talking about. This is trying to wash your hands of any accountability. Yes, you literally just said, yes, it could have been because of my video, and then the next statement that comes out, you say, but who's to say this? You're basically expunging what you just said by giving a reason as to why it might not be that way. Just take accountability for it, bro. Just say, hey, if it was because of my video, anybody in my community, stop that shit, bro. Cut that shit out. It's not cool. It's not cool to attack people's families. It's not cool to say you're gonna kill somebody. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke, bro. But what I don't like right here is this deflection that he's doing. Well, it's not because of me. I'm not responsible. Or no, not that he's saying it's not because of him. He's kind of just saying, well, there's other reasons as to why this could happen. You're deflecting, bro. Just say, hey, if it was because of my video, I apologize. But I don't feel like I'm responsible for that. If there's a lot of other reasons as to why that could have happened. But take your responsibility and say, you know what? If it was because of my video, I apologize. Anybody in my community, this shit ain't cool. Come on, bruh. Like I said, know your platform.
But Pryoxis, the most toxic community? Interesting. Pryoxis has never sent a hate raid. Pryoxis has never sent people to anyone's channel or anyone that's streaming to show any hate. All I do is show love. When it comes to supporting other content creators, many can vouch, small or big.
It's facts. Like I just said earlier.
My question was this. Where was this energy when I'm going to call him your big brother, Marshall? And it sucks that Marshall has to catch this straight. But he got to catch this straight because you were speaking on me. And this is a very interesting video that he dropped that you didn't open your lips to speak about or get on your phone to tweet about. You didn't say nothing. This was okay. Right? But somebody indirectly saying something toxic because of quote unquote my video, that's my fault. That's my community. But where was this energy when Marshall dropped this? And again, this is not a dig at Marshall, right? This is a dig at where was your lips when this video dropped to speak on, right? Marshall dropped this video right here. Let me find it. I ran into the most mentally disabled player in UFC 4. Now he was talking about NWO Rowdy Savage, right?
It's UFC 4.
Here's my thing. This is the description. The NWO Rowdy Savage. He purposely put the link to his channel in the description. Something that he didn't do for you. But I digress.
What's up with this digress shit?
He purposely put it right there.
Word of the day.
And called him a reet when Rowdy Savage isn't. He just another bum cheeser. right? Now, the pinned message, be kind to him, boys. It's really not his fault. He's just doing the best he can considering his disability. He isn't disabled. He's just a cheeser. But if you guys want to go and watch this video, you can type in that title. But look at this.
So after this fight, win or lose, man, you guys need to go to his channel and you need to
After this fight,
in the
win or lose, you guys need to go to his channel.
comment section, let him know that you guys know of his disability and you feel for him, truly. You know, let him know that you guys know of his extremely low IQ and that you guys are impressed with what he's been able to accomplish regardless of it.
Now, whether Marshall was sarcastic or not, he could have kept all that in this video. But no. He made sure to have his subscribers. This was a year ago, so he was probably 300 up subscribers, 300K, to go to that dude's channel and show hate.
Now, all right, so let's touch on this. I didn't know of this video. But what Pryoxis is saying here is right. He has a point. He has a point. Now, what's interesting is I actually just heard Romero make a comment about this on his stream this morning, saying that he did address this with Marshall Mind. He did. He said he addressed it with Marshall Mind, but he didn't do it publicly. He did it in the DMs. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, although I see Pry's point I think Pry's point that he's trying to make here is, why didn't he have that same energy in public with Marshall Mind that he has with Pry, right? And I could see that. Maybe he actually just generally thinks that Romero didn't take this up with Marshall Mind. But now knowing what I know, right? Hearing Romero say that he told Marshall Mind in the DMs, hey, you know what? You took it too far, bro. I mean, that kind of knocks out that statement. Why didn't you keep that same energy? You don't know what's going on between these brothers, bro. Just like people don't know what's going on in the DMs between me and him. A lot of you guys don't know what we talked about in terms of like content and like stuff that we were going to be doing for UFC 5 once it came out, and like issues and discussions that we had. We don't know what was going on or what was said between Romero and Marshall Mind. We just only can speculate it based off of what Romero tells us. And from what I've heard, he said that he addressed it with Marshall Mind. So I can't really get into that. I really, really can't. Now, the issue itself with Marshall Mind making this video, it's foul, bro. It is foul. It's crossing the line. You cannot do that. You cannot do that, bro. You can't. Saying somebody has a mental disability is ridiculous, bro. And me knowing Marshall Mind and having talked to Marshall Mind and stuff like that, Marshall Mind is a good dude, bro. Pryoxis, at his core, is a good dude. But it's not about who you are outside of the content creating realm. It's what you show people when you're in here. That's the way people perceive you. So, and to address something that Pry said earlier, he doesn't care about what people say about him or how people perceive him. That's bullshit. It's cap. Because this content creating realm is all about how people see you. It is, bro. It's all about how people see you because that's how they relate to you. If you're relatable, your experiences that you've gone through, and people can sit here and be like, hey, you know what? I can relate to that guy. They're going to sub up to your channel. They're going to watch your videos. They're going to recommend it to a friend. It's all about how it goes. So you have to care about what people say about you. You have to care about what people think about you if you're trying to do this as a living, which Pryoxis is doing and like Marshall Mind is doing. So that's cap. That was bullshit what he said earlier. But the issue with Marshall Mind, that video wasn't cool, bro. It really wasn't. You can't do that. So, you know, but in terms of what he's saying about with Romero said he addressed it. Could you ask Romero to leak the DMs? You could, but he's probably going to tell you hell no. Because that's a discussion between him and his boy. I'm not going to release DMs between me and Pryoxis or me and anybody else. incriminating shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but Pride did make a good point. He was saying about the perception of it. It didn't look like Romero said anything about it because he didn't come out publicly and say that. So maybe he's taking issue with that Romero is coming out publicly saying something about him. But yeah, that's the only thing I could see.
That's different. But you didn't speak and say nothing about that. But you did when it came to me. Sick work.
All right, so that's the end of the video. All the things that he touched on, we stopped, we paused, we touched on them. My last message to you guys is we need to do better as a community, man. As content creators, we got to understand the positions that we have put ourselves in by making ourselves names in this community. When something is wrong, we have to say that it's wrong, bro. We can't just let shit slide. We can't. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect with it because I've done that shit too. I've let shit slide where I should have said something. I did. I'm not going to lie. Everybody's imperfect. But when things like this happen and continually happen, you have to say something about it, bro. You have to. You have to address it. You have to time people. You have to come out and make a public statement like anybody else would have to do. You have to come out and make a statement and say that you don't condone this stuff. Because if you let it slide, people are going to say, hey, well, well, I did it last time and you didn't say nothing. See what I'm talking about? We got to do better as content creators and understanding the positions that we're in and every situation, handle it the best way that we can. We're all imperfect. We're going to make mistakes. But you have when people say that you need to address it, you need to address it. And as the community, the UFC 5 community, we need to do better too. We need to do better too. The toxicity that's been going on in this damn community, it's absolutely ridiculous, bro. It ain't funny, bro. It's not funny to threaten people's families, dog. It's not. It's not funny to tell somebody you're going to do something to their wife or do something to their girl or post pictures of them up on Twitter talking crap about them, bro. It ain't funny, dog. It's not. It's a very serious matter, bro. Because like I tell people, you don't know who you're talking to on the internet, bro. You don't know. Somebody could pull up at your crib, knock at your door, say they're a delivery man, and you open the door and there you are. Standing there face to face with somebody that you done said something about. And do you really want that smoke? Nah, you don't. You don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't talk about it. You don't. So, cut this bullshit stuff that's going on in the community, all this typing about people's families and stuff, personal stuff. Cut that shit the fuck out. Not gonna joke. You want to call somebody's play style a bum? You want to say, hey, they're the most annoying ass player in UFC 5. They're a B word because of the way that they play in UFC 5. All right. Understandable. But once you take it out of the realm of the game and start making comments about people's wives or killing people and doing all this stuff, you're crossing a line, bro. And the community needs to do better. Not gonna lie. But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to slap that subscribe button and let me know what y'all think of this whole situation. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm sorry, this is the first video you're gonna watch on my channel. Just know, we preach positivity over here, bro. And I'm in support of everybody that does content creating. Even if I don't necessarily agree with the type of content you're making, you're doing cheesy stuff. Everybody needs to eat. Right? Everybody needs to eat. I get that. But it's ridiculous, man. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button as well as slap that like button. And until the next time, take it easy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you guys are watching this from. And I'll see y'all later on, though.